guys, welcome back to Meds Made Easy on the Pharmacy Central channel. Today we're going to be talking about Vyvanse. This was a viewer request. So Vyvanse is also known as lisdexamfetamine. We're just going to call it Vyvanse. It is essentially a newer version or a cousin of the Adderall medication. Adderall is dexamphetamine salts, and so Vyvanse is just a newer Mercedes-Benz on the market. That's what I call it, the Mercedes-Benz of ADHD medications. So it is for the treatment of ADHD, which is attention deficit hyper disorder, which was previously always kind of known as ADD. They're kind of synonymous terms, attention deficit disorder. And then it's also used for binge eating disorder, which is a whole other thing. We're going to kind of touch on that in a little bit. Dosages, man, it goes anywhere from like 10 milligrams to 70 milligrams, and it's generally dosed once a day. However, in practice, I have seen it go all the way up to twice a day. But again, I don't want to step on any doctor's feet here with that, so that's really upon your doctor's preference on how they like to dose it. Peak effect, meaning when you really feel it, in about 3 to 4 hours, you'll feel it after taking your first dose. Duration of action is about 8 to 14 hours, so it's a pretty long-acting drug. If you say, hey, how long will it take to get out of my system? Half-life is known to be 13 hours, meaning half the dose of the drug will be gone, metabolized by your body in 13 hours, which means the rest of it will take well over 24 hours to get out of your body. So a very long-acting drug. The exact mechanism of a lot of these ADHD medications are not really known. This one has had a link to an increased release in norepinephrine and dopamine, which in turn help you focus. That's why you're on this medication. If you have any hepatic issues, you need to make sure you let your doctor know. Renal, generally not been an issue, but you do want to make sure you run it past your doctor if you're in like renal failure or something, which generally you're not on this medication if you are, but regardless, this is a medication that all your doctors should know that you're on because it affects your other medications as well. Generally do not see this in pregnancy because people who are on these medications, it passes through the placenta and you actually see results in children as well. So if a mom is pregnant and was on this medication the whole time during pregnancy, there's a good chance that the baby's going to be born with like a low birth weight. You also have like a premature birth that can happen through the use of this drug. Even in the course of breastfeeding, this is passed on to the child, and all of it is not good stuff because essentially this is not a narcotic, it's a control 2 medication, meaning there's a high addiction potential, so you obviously do not want to mess with those kinds of medications when it comes to babies, okay? Just leave the babies alone, okay? The babies have never hurt anyone. Let's see here. I'll put up a list of side effects, really the most common ones being insomnia and dry mouth. That is whenever patients come up to me and ask, hey, how do I know if this medication is working too well or not enough? I always gauge it by their sleep. If you take a dose in the morning and you still have trouble sleeping at night, your dose is probably too high. Or if you're losing focus halfway in the middle of the day, then you probably need a pick-me-up, so a doctor usually will give you a twice-a-day dosing at that. But yes, if you see issues of not being able to sleep, which a lot of us get excited when we have more energy and we have more focus, so we tend to lose sight of it because we can get more done in a day. But if you try to notice that, try to pick up on those patterns, if you're not able to sleep properly at night or even at the right time, you're sleeping really late into the night, that's a sign that we need to back off your dosage and give you something lower. Dry mouth is obviously a big one of them. There's always a huge addiction potential. This is almost a whole nother 5-minute segment you could do on addiction potential, but a lot of people abuse this for school and things like that, and so you don't want to do that because your body can get addicted to it. Please don't use this in conjunction with illegal drugs, alcohol. A lot of people party on this stuff. Don't do it. It's just not smart. You don't know what can happen to your body when doing this. You're taking stimulants plus downers, and that's always a recipe for disaster for your body. I hope I'm not leaving anything out, guys. I would try to make these videos short. I don't like to make them too long, but I think this kind of covers everything. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We're always pretty good about answering those very quickly. Again, guys, thank you for tuning in, watching. Subscribe to the page. Help us get bigger so we can kind of do this on a bigger scale and do more medications. And I think that's it. So thank you for tuning in to Meds Made Easy, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.